If what you want is to develop your personality while acquiring professional skills, if what you want is to learn from stalwarts of the industry,
Integral Robotics Lab is made up of a collaborative and integrated team of researchers, students, and engineers that are all passionate about changing what robots can accomplish for us.
The university is marching ahead for transformation from a teaching university to a research-intensive university.
We at Integral have envisioned a position for the institution wherein we develop and enhance the capacity and skill sets of institutions in clinical, management, public health, and sustainability.
We have an excellent faculty which are imparting education as well as training, which is at par with the international levels.
My name is Ruchi Fatma Rizvi and I am pursuing MBA from this university. I've seen there are various criteria of the streams like human resource, finance, and IT, information technology.
My name is Alia Panbek. I'm a student of B.Tech Computer Science Engineering in Integral University. Computer Science Engineering is all about algorithms, programming language, computer network, computer graphics, and new technologies, and also artificial intelligence, which this college teaches you.
Our lab offers state-of-the-art facilities such as autonomous ground robots, drones, motion capture systems, and 6 robotics.
Hi, this is Atisha Bhattacharya.
Hi, I'm doing my bachelor's in journalism and mass communication here at Integral University. I opted this field because I'm interested in filmmaking and content writing. I made the right decision to join the world of excellence. Now it's your turn.
Choosing a higher education institution is not an easy task.
एग्रीकल्चर डिपार्टमेंट जितनी भी स्टाफ और फैकल्टी हैं वो बहुत ही ज़्यादा सपोर्टिव हैं, जिसकी वजह से मेरा रिसर्च वर्क कंप्लीट हुआ और मैं PhD में एनरोल हुआ और इस समय मेरा फिर से कार्य स्ट्रॉबेरी पे चल रहा है।
इंटीग्रल यूनिवर्सिटी में स्पोर्ट्स में बहुत ज्यादा फोकस किया जाता है। डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ स्पोर्ट्स है, इंडोर एंड आउटडोर, एंड फैसिलिटीज, ग्राउंड फैसिलिटीज बहुत अच्छी है।
The true report card of any higher education institution rests within the alumni who are their real assets. Integral University has been fortunate enough in producing exceptionally good alumni who are performing exceedingly well in the diverse spheres of life.
If what you want is to eat from a multicultural platter,
I'm Bagla Fayaz from Kashmir. I am Musa Bali from Nigeria. I, Tahar Ali, student of Integral University, pursuing Masters in Chemistry.
Coming to India was a learning experience. I really enjoyed to be a part of this university. Like they provide so much training and development and the presentations and the seminar in every week or every month.
I would highly like to recommend all the students, especially Kashmiri students who want to pursue agriculture, come and join into the university. Today's leader, tomorrow's leader.
And I'm so happy to be here.
The study of law is a study which not only develops a person to become a better advocate, but also to become a better professional in life. The Department of Law in Integral University focuses on this point and they develop a holistic approach of the student.
College is a time of everyone's life that exposes us with experiences as well as challenges.
if what you want is to excel at sports or just get fit at the best gym,
I invite you to join Integral University, the smart choice for education, career, and life. Refuse to be ordinary, be an integral.
If what you want is to win at the race of life, come and equip yourselves with the essential skills at Integral University where you learn from the best.
बच्चे सिर्फ उसी को न देखें कि जिस चीज का बूम है, जिस चीज की बहुत ज्यादा डिमांड है, सिर्फ उसी को, क्योंकि आज अगर उसकी डिमांड है तो कल वो डिमांड कम भी हो सकती है। बहुत सोच समझ कर फैसला करें।
Welcome to the world
To the world of excellence.
excellence, excellence, excellence,
Excellence.
excellence, excellence, excellence,
Excellence.
excellence,
Excellent.
excellence.
Hello, excellence.
Come and join this beautiful journey. Integral University, inspiring excellence.
Diversity simply means magic and also beautiful.
It's an interesting and actually a powerful idea of all students coming from all over the world and studying together.
I have met other students which were not from the same country. I come to realize the difference of culture and other things.
I get this university more interested, more people's, more collaboration, more socialism. All people's interaction with others.
I'm here for computer science, and I'm dealing with the detection of brain tumors in MRI images.
Integral University is increasingly becoming the preferred destination for students from diverse backgrounds and cultures to pursue their dreams of getting prepared for life, to get skilled and to get educated.
I am from Germany and doing a research internship here in Integral University. And I'm here for 6 weeks working in a lab. And I meet a lot of nice people here, showing me university and work of Indian people. And it was very nice to be here.
My name is Shumaila Khan and I'm from Allahabad. I'm pursuing Bachelor's of Physiotherapy from Integral University. My experience at Integral University has been amazing.
I'm Ahmad Khalid from Afghanistan and I'm pursuing here BCA and I'm final year at Integral University. So I have got very good experience from this college.
It might look like a small team, but it's actually big. Individuals from 1,000 kilometers away come to Integral to meet new people and to also blend in with them.
A university is a community of faculty members and students who are working in an ecosystem for the addition of knowledge.
You learn something from them and they learn something from you. Your world expands, your thinking expands.
Diversity is magical. Diversity is a beautiful and powerful idea, bringing together various cultures, personalities, and becoming one, yet holding on to its own.
It's an amazing event and it happens every day in Integral University. It helps the students to blend in with each other, to support each other, and to build each other up. In Integral University, everyone is like a family.
Integral University, Lucknow. Inspiring excellence.
A very good afternoon to all of you. Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Javed Musarrat, Controller of Examinations, Professor Abdul Rahman Khan, Dean Doctoral Studies, Professor T. Usmani, Professor Aqil, OSD to Honorable Chancellor, Director IQAC, Professor Misbah, other deans, directors, heads, faculty members, and my dear students. Before we delve into the details of our orientation program, I would like to take a moment to express our heartfelt gratitude and appreciation to the esteemed university authorities, Honorable Chancellor and Founder, Professor Syed Wasim Akhtar, Honorable Pro-Chancellor Dr. Syed Nadeem Akhtar, Honorable Vice-Chancellor Professor Javed Musarrat, as their unwavering commitment and vision has been instrumental in shaping the university into a beacon of knowledge and innovation. I extend a very warm welcome to our Honorable Vice-Chancellor Professor Javed Musarrat, who himself is an accomplished researcher, and other dignitaries present here. And my dear students, we are here for you. As you are welcomed in this university, you embark upon an exciting journey of exploration, research, and discovery. Today, we gather here to focus on the myriad aspects of your doctoral studies, a pivotal chapter in your academic life. Over the course of this program, you will dive deep into the realms of knowledge, pushing the boundaries of your chosen fields. We are here to provide you with the guidance, resources, and all support necessary to thrive in this intellectual pursuit. For research methodologies to interdisciplinary collaboration, from honing your presentation skills to navigating challenges of academia, our program is designed to equip you with everything you need to excel. We encourage you to seize every opportunity, ask questions, challenge the assumptions, and enjoy the process from hypothesis to concrete conclusions. We look forward to witnessing your growth as scholars. We are confident you will make significant contribution in your field. So let the journey begin. I'm very delighted to share that we have our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Javed Musarrat, with us, the current Vice Chancellor of Integral University, which is accredited NAC A+, you must be knowing, and a UGC state private university. And before this assignment, he has been the Vice Chancellor of Baba Ghulam Shah Badshah University, a state university located in Rajouri, Jammu and Kashmir for 5 years from 2015 to 2020. Professor Musarrat did Ph.D. in biochemistry in 1986 from Aligarh Muslim University and has served at AMU for 33 years in different capacities. He has been the full professor of microbiology since 2003 in the Department of Agricultural Microbiology, Faculty of Agricultural Sciences, AMU, and served as Dean Faculty of Agricultural Sciences for 2 consecutive terms and Chairman Department of Agricultural Microbiology, Aligarh Muslim University for 3 consecutive terms. He is a widely traveled person and has vast international exposure. He worked as postdoctoral fellow at the National Institute of Public Health and Environmental Protection, the Netherlands. He was visiting professor to the Ohio State University, Columbus, USA from 1992 to 1996. Later, he worked as visiting scientist at Michigan State University, Michigan, USA. He has also worked as chair professor, DNA researcher at King Saud University, Riyadh from 2008 to 2012. He has been an international professor at KSU, Riyadh, and a distinguished adjunct professor at King Abdulaziz University, Jeddah, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. He was also visiting scientist at Nanjing University, China, and visited many universities in the United States as an invited speaker. Professor Musarrat has served Aligarh Muslim University in different administrative capacities as the registrar of the university, officer on special duty, member in charge, Dawakhana Tibia College, AMU, and also the officiating Vice Chancellor of Aligarh Muslim University in the year 2008. Professor Musarrat is an internationally acclaimed scientist working in the area of molecular microbiology and nanotechnology with more than 200 international publications in Web of Science and Scopus Indexed High Impact Factor journals. He has 6 books published from Springer Publications and 23 book chapters. He has also a US patent to his credit and more than 100 DNA sequences deposited in International Depository NCBI Gene Bank USA. He has more than 13,000 citations to his publications and has a very high H index of 64. He is recipient of several awards such as the Elsevier Highly Cited Author Award, Best Research in Hub Award in the area of nanotechnology, Research Excellence 2011, KSA, and NIH NCA Faculty Development Award. He is member of large number of scientific societies. With this introduction, I very humbly request our Vice Chancellor to please come up and encourage the upcoming researchers.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sabha, for giving that elaborate introduction. I am simply a student of biology who has a passion for research, undoubtedly. And this program today, the orientation for new PhD students, is an opportunity for me to share some of my thoughts, for which I express my gratitude to the Dean Doctoral Research, Professor T.A. Usmani Sahab, for organizing this very important session, bringing all top-ranking researchers of the university to this program to share their views and ideas and provide their guidance to the students who have just joined the university in PhD program. So I welcome all the new students. Some of you might be our old students who have entered into the PhD program, but this is going to be a totally new experience for you, because what you have learned during your post-graduation, during the course of your PhD program, you will feel that instead of some fundamental, you see, that information you got during your post-graduation, rest of the information is not of much of use, in fact, like in the PhD. So you have to be trained all over again, and you also have to reprogram yourself, the way you think, the way you behave, the way you talk science and write science. So this is what is one single step, a beginning, that you are going to get the information about the program that we offer, and we have specifically tailored for you. My colleagues here will discuss about the rules and regulations, what we call as the ordinances for PhD, which will give you an idea about the do and don'ts, what is permissible, what is not permissible, the timeline, the responsibilities that you have to shoulder, and overall the way that you have to work, in fact, for the next 5 years, which is the top limit of the PhD program, barring few exceptions. As I said, that I spent many years in research, in research and laboratory, but now for the last 7.5 years, I have been thrown out of the lab. I have seen nowhere. But still, I have that passion, that fire in my belly to promote research. And that's why I'm thankful to the organizers that they gave me the opportunity to speak to all my young budding scientists, the researchers who are going to spend They are valuable years to learn the art of doing science. Well, I will not delve into the specifics, but I will give you some general ideas. See, the first and foremost thing that you should know is what is called as good laboratory practices, the GLP. I have been talking since 11:30 in the morning. I was on visit to the departments, having discussion with some of my colleagues, research scholars and students, and I'm just coming from one of those departments which was considered to be one of the best performing departments in terms of research. And I was telling them that the first thing that you should learn when you enter into a laboratory is what is called as GLP. So I hope that some of my colleagues are going to talk about GLP. What is this? And the students will also be curious to know, in fact, what are the good laboratory practices. And within these good laboratory practices, what is more important is to know the first thing that I've asked my research scholars just half an hour back, that what do you think could be the most important thing that you take into consideration when we talk of good laboratory practices? And I'll share with you, and that is no food, no drinks. What does that mean? That means that lab is not a place where you just go, in fact, and have your food. But in most of the labs, it has been seen that people just go there. They don't have any other place, so they just go in and start taking all these snacks and foods and all that. So totally avoided. So this is one simple point. I hope that some of my colleagues are going to discuss all the good laboratory practices in detail, and then you would be acquainted, you will be told about how to behave in the lab. Having said that, it is important to know what research is and how you are going to initiate research. Some of you have joined with some ideas that you prefer that you will be working in this specific area, and you might be having some background information about that research project which you have conceived, and you feel that you would be able to extend that work given the opportunity. So here is the opportunity. You all are lucky, in fact, to be a part of the PhD program of this university. Let me tell you that out of 500 applicants who have applied for the PhD program, 198 students have been selected. And you are one of those. But unfortunately, I don't see 198 students sitting here in this auditorium. It's half of the number, in fact, like that I was expecting, because half of you will miss the information, the valuable information, which will be provided to you by the experts sitting here, who have devoted 20 years, 10 years, 15 years of their life in lab. You will miss that information. Nevertheless, those who are here, I welcome you all once again, and I hope that you are going to enjoy this session, and you will carry the message back home, and you are going to adhere all those practices, those rules and regulations, and the important facilities and the important offices which you will be dealing with, in fact, during the course of your PhD program. We are here to help you. We'll provide all possible help that can be extended to you in terms of promoting your cause of joining this university. We are here, in fact, to provide you the best possible facility in terms of the library that we have, in terms of the laboratories, the workstations that we have, and in terms of the best academic environment that you can have. We are having our priorities, and one of the priorities is to promote research, for which now when you became a member of the University, you have a role to play, you have a responsibility to shoulder to promote that cause. We want this university to be a research intensive university. You are a member of a research team now. So henceforth, you have to work together. Remember the basic tenets of research. As I said, that some of you are here with some ideas what exactly you want to do. I don't know whether how far you will succeed, because it depends upon the person with whom you will be associated. So one thing that is required in research is adaptability to the environment. Perseverance, that is very, very important, because it is a job which is quite stressful, which needs your focused attention. Research cannot be done half-heartedly. You have to have a passion for research. You cannot be forced to do research. You have to come forward yourself to discuss science with your supervisors, with your colleagues. You have to be very, very open. First thing that a person do when he joins research is to select a topic on which you feel that you would be able to extend and bring some new ideas and expand your work. Once you have that idea of the topic on which is always tentative. Normally in our country, in fact, we decide the topic firsthand, and we are forced to work on that. But in Western countries, it's just the reverse. The topic is decided at the end, because you never know, in fact, like which direction you are going to move, whether you will be successful in the experiments, in addressing the questions that you have posed, in proving the hypothesis that you have developed or not. It is at certain point when you have generated some data, you know that you are moving in the right direction, then only the time comes when you decide that what's going to be your topic. But nevertheless, there's always an opportunity of making some minor and major changes at later stage as well. But the trend here is that most of the people, they decide the topic in the beginning, and then you start working on. Suppose you have a topic for a PhD program, how you are going to proceed further. The next step will be to find out the keywords that you have and the synonyms for those keywords and the alternatives that you can find and the short phrases that you can develop, and the collection of these keywords, the phrases of the keywords, and the mix of the two. You go for literature search. This is what is required for a literature search, is an art. I remember during my time, in fact, we faced a lot of problems for the literature search, but the time has changed now. You have so much of tools available right at their desktop, freely accessible, to get the enormous information available on the web. For our scholars in the university, we have both the paid databases, the subscribed databases, and the open access databases available for you. You can access those databases from your laptop wherever you are. Be the member of the library, get your university email address, and that will suffice the purpose. We have all fundamental databases available for you, whether it is IEEE for engineers or bioengineers, Scopus or Science Direct or Springer or Explore or whatsoever it is. They are freely accessible to you. So you have enormous opportunity to download the data as much as you want, as many PDF as you want, because that is going to be a primary source of information for you based on which you can build your research proposal. So you have to invest time in that. First 6 months, when you are preparing for your coursework, because you have to clear your 3 mandatory papers, you will be having enough time to access the literature as per your research proposal or the title that you have in mind. Educate yourself. During our time, we used to visit different libraries. There was no single library which could provide the desired information for conducting research. So we used to wander around. We used to move from one library to another library. That was the time when the computers were not available. There was a time when the databases were not there. The American Chemical Society was printing chemical abstracts, chemical indexes. Likewise, there were biological abstracts and biological indexes, the environmental indexes. So we were forced to go, in fact, and read those indexes and then collecting information from there, and then going to the abstracts and noting down those abstracts manually. But the time has gone now. And every information is available to you with the click of the button. As simple as that. So you are the lucky people, in fact, like you have born in a digital era when everything is so easily accessible to you. Likewise, to make your life easy, we have provided all these facilities to you within the campus. You don't have to go anywhere. You just come with an idea, with your title, with your proposal for research, with your keywords, sit and get the enormous amount of information, whatever you want, available to you. The next step is to develop the reading habits. Merely collecting that information doesn't suffice the purpose. You have to read that information. You have to draw your own conclusions based on the information. You have to see how this information is going to benefit your research, what is relevant, what is not. And then, of course, the ideas how you are going to initiate your research work. You have to discuss with your supervisor. Don't be dependent on your supervisor. Come prepared whenever you have a meeting with your supervisor. You should be more knowledgeable than your supervisor on that particular subject in which you are working. Feel that you are a person who knows maximum about the topic on which you are going to work. What are the latest developments, trends in your field of research? Once you know this, you will feel a kind of confidence that you would be able to carry on further. If you don't do this, you will enter into the zone of frustration, which I don't want. Next very important step, when you just go to the lab for your experimental work or for your practical work, whatever you have planned, whether it is in the area of social sciences or humanities or in arts or in engineering or in STEMs, what is required is to plan, have a flow chart, have a workflow of what you are going to do on daily basis. And for that, what is more important is to have a record book. Each and every research scholar who is sitting here must go and bring a record book. And I wish that the dean doctoral research should think about it to design a kind of a record book which is specific for the university, with university logo on it, saying for every department. And we have 24 departments in the university here. Let us have the specific record books for the departments, at least 400 pages or so, and then get them specially bound for the university, like you have designed a page for your PhD thesis, like that. And then it should be sold on the university retail shop. Students can go and easily buy that. Why it is important? It's very, very important. In fact, if you don't have a proper record book, then you can never maintain the integrity of the data that you are generating. And you are generating data either by doing experimental work in the lab, or by conducting surveys, or by distributing questionnaires, or whatsoever, in fact, whatever methodology you adopt, in fact, but it will not be you will not be maintaining the integrity of the data that you have. You cannot maintain the reproducibility of the data that you have. So what is more important is to have a notebook. When you go to your lab, you should carry that important book which you are going to have for the rest of your period that you are going to spend in the lab. When you start doing work, which your supervisor asks you, in fact, to initiate the work, you should start all research activities with proper documentation on that book. First and foremost, put the date there, the name of the research activity that you're going to do there. If you are working in a lab, then you should have a protocol before you. See, protocols are developed in the laboratories, but one protocol, it's not like it fits, one size fits all. And there are variations from lab to lab. There are variations depending upon the objectives that you want to achieve, the kind of data, the results that you are expecting. So you have to tailor those protocols. So write the methodology, the protocol that you are going to follow very legibly, using ink, not the pencil. And it's very, very important. So you have to do this. And once you do this, you will keep that record for the rest of the period. This important document which I'm talking about is very, very important for research. Those who are not maintaining it, they are not doing justice to research. You are subject to manipulation of data. Ethics is very, very important in research, on which I am focusing now, and I hope that there will be a separate session on this. So, and we have our ethics policy in the university which you have to follow. So have that register with you, record all your protocols, your observations, your result on daily basis, without any cutting on it. If you want to cut it, don't mutilate it. It should be, again, readable. If there's a cut there, but you can read it, you know what you have deleted and what you have added. Whenever you go, in fact, and perform an experiment, if there's a failure, you can always come back and see what you have done and where the improvement is required. So these are some very basic things that I hope that you are going to learn today during this session. I don't want to go into details of all these subjects, but I would certainly like to mention the importance of this documentation, what is called as the record book. You all know that the DNA was discovered, the secondary structure of the DNA was proposed way back in 1953 by Watson and Crick. They got the recognition for the paper, one-page paper that they have published on in March 2023. But do you know the background story about that? Do you know the importance of documentation that is there, in fact, related to this discovery? Many of you might be. But the youngsters who are here, in fact, I would like to share with you that I got an opportunity to spend time with James Watson, who is one of the co-discoverers of the DNA secondary structure. I was fortunate enough to spend time with him, and I've listened the story from him, and he has gifted a book to me in which I've read, and I've read otherwise as well, that these two gentlemen, they were working, in fact, separately. When Watson came to Cambridge, he came in contact with the Crick, and then Watson was basically a biologist, and Crick was a physicist working in the area of crystallography. There were other groups working in the area of crystallography, and one of those groups were were Morris Wilkins and also Rosalind Franklin. They were working. Now they were trying to solve the structure of the DNA, and then Linus Pauling, published a paper on the secondary structure of the protein. He has just 2 months back in 1953. In fact, like he published a paper on the secondary structure of proteins. So he was working on the modeling of DNA as well, and he proposed a DNA model as well, which was a 3-strand structure, which was not acceptable. So these two boys, Watson and Crick, they thought that their activities are going to be overshadowed by the activities and the research conducted by the Pauling. So they were in real hurry, in fact, in resolving this structure. Fortunately, they came in contact with Morris. And then what happened is that Rosalind Franklin was already working on X-ray crystallography, and one of his famous image, photo 51, very categorically demonstrated that the DNA structure is helical, and there are 2 strands of DNA, which she has noted in her record book. And somehow this record book was leaked, and this information was shared with Watson and Crick. So they immediately, in fact, collected the information. They were having the information from other lab. The Shergoff has already proposed the base rules, the information about the phosphate groups and the sugar on the DNA chain was already available. Alexander Todd has proposed that they are arranged in sequential manner, the sugars and the phosphates. But the concept was just reverse, that the sugars and the phosphates are not towards the inside, they are towards the outside. That was the confusion there. But what happens that when this information was leaked from the record file of Rosalind Franklin, the idea came to Crick, in fact, to Watson immediately, and they have proposed this model, which has been accepted. And they shared the Nobel Prize with Morris Wilkins as well. But Rosalind Franklin was not given her due share, and this was still considered to be an activity which is not ethical in nature. But the entire information came to light because she has recorded every information in the record book. So that is the significance of the now people know, in fact, like what was the contribution. The poor lady was so gentle that she has never complained. She died, in fact, after 6 years because of the cancer, ovarian cancer, because she was working on X-rays, and because of the exposure to X-rays, she died after a few years. But she missed the opportunity, and the Nobel Prize cannot be given posthumously, so she missed it. But the world came to know what she has done based on the record that she has mentioned on the record book. It was there. She proposed that based on that photo, the structure of the DNA is helical, and the bases, they fit very nicely within the helix, and there are 2 periodicities. One is of 0.34 nm, another one is 3.4 nm. That was there on the record, which they have used. So the respect for Rosalind Franklin is there because of the good work that she has done, and because whatever she has done, she has put on record there. So whatever you do, please mention it on the record. That is very, very important. So that is the importance of the record book. Now today, it's not possible. You don't like to write that much. You want everything to be electronics. So in this digital era, where the old practice we used to follow, I will not recommend you to go, in fact, and get that register, which I have asked the dean to do. You have an option for it. There are digital platforms available where you can record your findings digitally. I don't know how many of you are aware of this LabGuru. LabGuru is a platform which I think 43 to 46% of the laboratories world over are using. And it's an electronic digital platform where you can record every activity of yours, which will be preserved, which will be maintained without any loss of data. You can always retrieve it. So my submission to all of you is to feel the importance of the documentation in research. Whatever you do on daily basis, that has to be recorded, whether it's a protocol that you are following, the observations that you are getting, the result interpretation that you have made, the statistical analysis that you have done, everything has to be there on record. Once you do that, you will be carrying this treasure with you. Even if you leave the lab after completion of your PhD program, you can always ask and get a copy of it, but it becomes the property of the lab. It is a kind of an intellectual property document. It's a legal document which will always be there in control of the concerned lab with your supervisor. So that has to be done. Secondly, whatever you do, you try to publish it. Publish it in a good journal. We have a policy here in the university to publish only in Scopus Index journals and in Web of Science Index journals. And for engineering, of course, in the IEEE journals. So this is the policy of the university. I hope that some of my colleagues will talk about the incentivization of the publication, but in short, if you are publishing, you will be incentivized appropriately. The university has a policy that if you are publishing a paper in an impact factor 2 in science and in humanities less than that, you will be having an entitlement of getting rupees 6,000 per publication. This is to promote research. This is to promote your interest in research. If you are publishing, you are strengthening your own profile. I wish that these new students who are going to join will keep that in mind, and from day one, they will plan their research in such a way that they know that if they get the data which they are planning to get, they are going to record even the negative data in the record book, and ultimately they are going to develop that data into a presentable form which could be publishable. You are working in lab for many, many years, maybe 10 years, 20 years, and if you are not publishing, you have not done. You've just wasted your time. People will know that you are working with your work. They will recognize you only based on the quality of work that you are going to do. So it is very important that you take the research very, very seriously. I always say that PhD is not merely a process of getting a degree. It's not. It is indeed a very exhaustive training program, and you are here for that kind of a training. So you have to train yourself. You have to learn from your colleagues. You have to interact with your supervisor on a daily basis. You have to come prepared what you want to discuss, what you want to do next. You have to have a clear idea, and that will only come to you when you read the literature that you have collected. The initial 6 months that you have invested in collection of literature will help you in moving forward. So I was talking about the publications. You will be incentivized for publications. You have to go for it. Once you have publications, help your supervisors in developing research proposals, helping them in conceiving the ideas, and suggest them what best could be done. Don't leave everything on your supervisors. They are most of the time engaged in teaching. They will somehow find time for you, in fact, for research. But it is you, in fact, who is going to be after them. If your supervisor is busy, and if you are going to be super busy with your own work, your PhD will be delayed. And be there immediately as he is out of this class. Follow him, ask time, get the best possible time for interaction, and discuss. Go for research. I mean, I don't want you to bug your supervisors every time, but there definitely some discipline has to be maintained. But then most of the things have to be done at your end. And that's why I've initially mentioned that that passion is required, that fire in your belly is required if you want to continue with the research programs. Those who don't have that kind of attributes, those who feel that they won't be able to do that, they can leave the program now. We don't want people to work in labs half-heartedly. We don't want people to do research who don't have any interest in doing research or passion for research. It cannot be done forcefully, as I said earlier. So you think about it. You still have time. Those who don't want to continue, discontinue your program. Don't be there. Those who don't, I mean, everybody is not designed for doing research. It requires a specific temperament. It requires a specific temperament. There's no time limit for it. If you think that you'll come at 4 o'clock, at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock and go back at 4 o'clock, you are not a good researcher. It indicates that you don't want to do research. You simply want to waste the money that your parents have invested on you, and sheer wastage of time. You are engaged unnecessarily, in fact, whole day. See, if you have an experiment running, you can't leave your experiment and go away at 4 o'clock. You have to be there. Particularly boys, in fact, like I want them to be there late evening. Girls can leave by 6 o'clock before sunset. That is the tradition we have in this society. Fair enough, we'll follow it. But otherwise, like research does not require, it's not confined to time. Time is no binding. You have to be there in the lab. I have seen in West that they don't have space. The labs are small. There are more researchers. They have a lot of grants. So they work in shifts. There are many, many labs who are working in shifts. People are coming in the morning, they're leaving in the afternoon after spending 8 hours. They go and have a nap. They may come in the evening, in fact, and take out their dishes, put them in the refrigerator and go back again. Then there is another team working in the evening till late night. You go and see in the Cold Spring Harbor Laboratory. People are working in shifts there. They are the people who are contributing. There are failures as well. I was discussing with some of my colleagues, in fact, like sometimes it happens that the people are very, very focused. What is more important, like in our culture, is that we do research normally in the area where we find that the government is going to provide funding to us. And that is the trend. Universities in India, particularly the University Grant Commission, they don't give a penny for research to the universities. They say, if you want to do research, generate your own funds. And that's how these fellowships are there. They are providing the UGC Net JRF fellowships. I urge all my new students here to join and to immediately join the coaching program that we have started for you free of cost. The head Department of Commerce, the Dean, Faculty of Commerce, and Mr. Khan, who is the coordinator of this program, they are all for you. It's a golden opportunity, my dear friends, to all of you to go and get yourself enrolled and registered in the PhD coaching program, which we have started and which they have. And I'm very sad to tell you that in spite of multiple reminders after reminders, there are hardly 50 students who have enrolled in 5 different disciplines. The entire floor has been made available for conducting these classes, and we expect 50 students in each of these sessions. It appears that you are not interested in going for that competition for JRF or for NET examinations. It's free of cost, my dear, for you. 500 rupees as one-time registration fee, just a token amount to bring an element of sincerity, is that what we are asking? And we are putting our best possible, the best faculty there, in fact, to guide you, to teach you. And that is the scenario that the people are not there. So I urge each one of you to please go and not only get registered yourself, show up there in the classrooms. Yeah. These classes have been arranged for you. The examinations are going to be in December. I want 50% of you who are sitting here should qualify the NET examination. Are you ready? How many of you are ready? Raise your hands. There are still few who don't care. To hell with this. In fact, we are here, in fact, for research. We'll not go for it. See, will be getting a very handsome amount. In fact, like if you qualify for the JRF examination and the government is there to support you, why not to go for it? And particularly when the university has arranged specific sessions for you, exclusively for you. So please go for that. I have identified some of you, those who have raised hands. I want to see you there. I'll be visiting those sessions personally, in fact, and I'll ensure that you are there. See, it is for you. You don't want that facility to be extended? Should we stop that process? We'll give you a chance. Okay? Be there, please. Enroll yourself. It's just a beginning. December is just, I think, 2 months ahead. And then there will be examinations. So prepare yourself for that. Okay, and that will also give you an idea, because there are papers, in fact, like on research methodologies and other things. You will really get enriched with the wealth of information that will be provided to you. So I hope that you are going to follow that. Okay. I was talking about some of these students who come with a preconceived idea that they are going to work in this area. And in that particular area, there is no funding opportunity. So the supervisor is a bit reluctant. He'll say, well, this is an area, in fact, which will not attract funding. Because the trend here is that the funding agencies have their own thrust areas depending upon the local needs, the national needs, and the global needs. So we have to do research to take care of all those needs of the society and the country per se. So they fund in those areas. So you are bound to work in those areas where the funding is. But then there are people who say, no, I'll get my own fellowship, I'll qualify NET. I'm least concerned. I'm self-reliant, self-sufficient. I'll be getting contingent amount also. And then we are here to support you. Trust me. And I'll be the happiest person after your parents to be if you qualify for the NET examination. Have your own funding. So I was talking about that some people, in fact, they say, no, we'll not go for this. I have my interest in this area. So I'll be working in this area. In fact, irrespective of whether I'll get money or not. Fair enough. You go, and there are examples where people have worked on it. And just a couple of days back, there was a Nobel Prize announced for medicine and physiology. An immunologist and a biochemist from University of Pennsylvania they have shared the Nobel Prize. And this Nobel Prize was in a very interesting area, and that is the use of mRNA technology in therapeutics. A role of mRNA technology in therapeutics. How mRNA technology can be used for vaccine development, for anti-cancer therapy and whatnot. But in 1990, a lady who has moved from Hungary to United States joined a lab in University of Pennsylvania and started working on an mRNA technology. She worked there for 5 years. In 1995, she was thrown out of the lab. The university managers came up with a policy that this is an area which doesn't attract any funding. So why to continue such kind of a work, in fact, which carries no worth? We don't want it. Stop this. We don't have a place. You can leave. She wanted to stay. Her salary was reduced. The emoluments that she was getting, that was reduced. Ultimately, she was kicked out of the lab. So she moved out to another university in Paris. Then finally, she landed in England and joined a biotech industry there, which was established by two Egyptians. And perhaps she's still working in that biotech industry. When during wee hours, day before yesterday, she got a call from Stockholm, from Swedish Academy. Somebody called him from that office. They have a tradition of calling people when they tell them that you have been selected for Nobel Prize. So she got a call. She didn't pick up. It was nighttime. She was sleeping. Ultimately, she picked up with irritation, in fact, and the gentleman told her that you have been selected for the Nobel. She was not able to believe. Next day, the press reporters, they came for an interview. They asked, how did you reacted? What do you feel, in fact, when you got the information from the Nobel Academy that you have been selected for the Nobel Prize? So she said that she thought that somebody is joking. I was not. It was unbelievable, because I'm a lady, in fact, who has been rejected, who have been thrown out of the lab, whose salary has been reduced. No funding was available. The funding agency said that this is the area which doesn't attract any worth. So I was kept on working. And then she was in touch with the gentleman, Dr. Weizmann, who was a physicist who was working, in fact, in the same area. And he said, well, who was an immunologist, and she was a biochemist. She said that I keep on working in this area, and it is that same technology for which she was not recognized. She got a Nobel Prize. And what she said is that she was focused. And she said that I will keep on my focus, I'll working on it. And I feel that if I remain focused in my area, someday I would be able to make a change. And that change happened. This mRNA technology has led to the development of a COVID vaccine, which has saved the life of millions and millions of people on this planet. And what they did is that they took the snippets of mRNA, encapsulated in just the nanolipids, inserted into the muscles of the human being. They entered into the human cell. They've been synthesizing all those proteins which elicit the immune response in the body, so that the antibodies could be generated against the spike proteins, which are very variable, have a very fast, you can say, rate of mutation. But different kinds of mRNAs were there, so it just covers the entire gamut of the virus activity and control that. So wonderful medicine that they have generated. Now they are looking for the same technology to address tumors, because the tumor cells also have a tendency, in fact, to have very fast mutation as compared to the normal cells. And therefore, they are using the same technology now. And that is the reason that this lady who didn't got any recognition, and but was focused on his work, consistently working in the same area, and one day it has paid. So I want you to be focused on your work. And you have to be focused. Keep on working with patience, perseverance, and with honesty, which is something very, very important in research. not like Watson, in fact, using the information of Rosalind Franklin, got the Nobel Prize and not even mentioned her name in the paper which they have published. He published immediately after getting this information on March 25th in 1953 with the title "The Discovery of the Secondary Structure of DNA, Deoxyribonucleic Acid." And after 2 months, immediately another paper, which is talking about the replication of the DNA. This was in April 2025. April 1953. No mention of the person who has really found the X-ray crystallographic observation indicating that DNA is helix. So there are instances in history, we learn from them. Be honest in your profession, and follow the ethical values, and be interactive with people, share information with people. We are habitual of working in silos. We should not work. We should cooperate, collaborate. Most of the departments, you are fortunate to know that most of the departments have their own journal clubs now. And these journal clubs provide opportunities to budding scholars to come prepared, share their views, listen what others are talking about research. There are programs in every department going on almost on weekly basis. In fact, get yourself involved. Try to get as much information, extract as much information as possible to pursue your career, to enhance your knowledge, to enhance your skills. Research is something which requires skills. So I hope, I don't want to speak, I have already covered a lot of time. In fact, I have too many things to discuss with you, but I know that I am continuously speaking since 11:30 in the morning. I'm not exhausted, but I don't want to exhaust you, because there are many other speakers who are in line, in fact, and I don't know what important things they are going to discuss. So ultimately, in fact, and finally, I would like to summarize telling you that you are our hopes. We want this university moving ahead to have a status of a research intensive university. Your participation, active participation as researchers, is anticipated, and we want you to be a very, very meticulous researcher, keeping all your documentation, your research work clean, open, and publishable. Unless you publish, your contributions will not be recognized. Okay, so publish in good journals. You will be rewarded for it. For you, we have many other opportunities. We have awards, the Budding Researcher Awards for you. And those who are going to publish in good journals, help in filing some good patents. You will be happy to know, in fact, like our university has till date published 150 patents in different disciplines. I congratulate all my colleagues and all my researchers on this, that we have published all 150 patents, and out of these 150 patents, 49 patents are already granted, and the remaining are published. And many of the patents are in pipeline. We have a patent office in the university where the researchers don't have to pay. The university bear the expenses. So you come forward after a year or year and a half with some good piece of work, which could be publishable, which could be patentable. Participate actively in conferences, seminars, and symposiums, and also the academic activities going on in the departments on regular basis. Keep yourself updated, educated. With this, I extend my all good wishes to all my scholars here, all my new students here, and I hope that your stay in the university is going to be very, very productive. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. I hope that you are going to learn a lot today from my colleagues who are going to talk on specific subjects in detail. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words. We will take a short break here, 10 minutes. All the participants, please remain seated, and I request the faculty members to join us at the back of the auditorium. All the PhD scholars, please stay. Do not leave the auditorium. It's a very short break. We are coming right back.
So good afternoon to all of you. On behalf of Directorate of Admissions and Academics and on my own personal behalf, I once again welcome all the new PhD students of batch 2023. On behalf of the Directorate of Admissions and Academics, we have been entrusted with the responsibility of letting you know about the admission procedure, which I think 60-70% has already been completed, because of which you all are here. But there are several points which I would like to highlight and make you aware, in the sense that from the year I think 2022 and onwards, we have been receiving various guidelines from the University Grant Commission and also from the focus from the university, that majority of the students who are coming to pursue PhD should be those who are actually interested in doing research and adding to the knowledge ecosystem of the institution. So in that sense, by default, if you will take admission in Integral University, you will be registered as a full-time candidate by default. Now it becomes your responsibility, if you get employment during the course of your PhD, it becomes your responsibility to convert your admission from full-time to part-time mode, because the default mode is full-time. And we believe that those who are interested in pursuing their PhD are those who are actually interested in doing research and not are merely interested in pursuing a degree just to add doctor in their name. So with this background, please be sure that if at all during the course of your PhD journey, the responsibility of being a part-time student lies with you, and you should submit an application in your RDC that you have got this employment, and convert your registration into part-time if at all you are employed in some institution. Rest all the students, whether they are working in Integral University, whether they are working in CSIR, ICR, DBT sponsored labs, all of you are full-time PhD scholars. Okay. The second important thing which needs to be taken care of is from the year 2022 onwards, we have launched with the Integral Research Fellowship. So that is for those scholars who are not getting any kind of fellowship and scholarship, and only those scholars who are full-time scholars, those who do not have any source of income. So that scholarship will only be activated once you complete your coursework, and you should clear your coursework in a single attempt as well. So we will be very soon, we will be giving you the list of the names of those individuals who are selected for the Integral Research Scholarship of the year 2022, those who have passed the coursework examinations and have been allotted their research supervisors. So please take care of that you need to clear the coursework examination in first attempt, and you need to apply for the entrance exam of the Integral University, whether you are exempted or you are not exempted in the entrance test. So this criteria you need to keep in mind. Generally it happens, although we have mentioned that in the detailed brochure which we upload on the website, but please communicate this to your peers as well, and to your others also whom you will recommend, because the detailed advertisement, I find that very few of you go through that detailed advertisement. You apply for PhD through the university website. That is, application of course comes from the website, but PhD is a different type of program wherein it is very, very important to go through the detailed PhD description, the vacancies, availability of vacancies, and the entire procedure which is being uploaded on the admission portal of on the website, rather than mere applying online. So once you will do that, you will come to know about all the points which you need to keep in mind in order to go through this journey at Integral University. This fellowship is very important in the sense that this is not only about financial support of a PhD scholar, but it is also a kind of recognition which will help you in your course of journey. And apart from this, many of you who are working in CSIR and ICR labs, or many of you who are government employees, at the time of securing admission, you write an application to the directorate that the NOC will take around 15 days, 20 days, 30 days, and you take provisional admission. After that, once you get admission, then you forget to submit that NOC. Please take care of this, because the directorate is very particular in the sense that after another 15 or 20 days time, the entire admissions which are done this year will be reviewed by the directorate, and each and every file will be checked. And after that, if the NOC is not there in the file, and if you have not placed any request for the same, then we will report it to the office of the Dean Doctoral Studies. So please don't do that, because that is to safeguard you only, and especially to the government employees. When we get any inquiry from the government, we don't we first refer to the file, and if you don't have that NOC, then your provisional admission may be cancelled as well. So please ensure that whatever time you have taken from the directorate, you need to adhere to that timeline, and if at all there is any delay, resubmit an application to the directorate in the office of the directorate, and ask for some more time if that NOC is still pending. Plus, there is a mechanism also. Once you take admission, you get a mail from the directorate for uploading of your documents in the scanned format. That portal has been designed in the sense that we want that all your personal documents, all your eligibility based documents are uploaded in the university database. So we do not have to go and refer to your file. If we want to verify it in another period of 2-3 years, then we can do it digitally. So please complete that procedure as well, which is an automated procedure. And so that whatever inquiry we get from any of the job agencies or any of the universities where you apply for jobs and other things, it becomes easy for us to give the reply, because we have the documents uploaded on the portal. So, and rest all the other things, I am sure you have already completed the procedure. The exemption certificate and the 2009 regulation certificate is of course required, which you all take after completing your Ph.D. Viva WASI examination, and then the approval of the examination subcommittee. So with this, I once again welcome all of you, and whatever query or issues you have, the Directorate of Admissions and Academic for your doctorate degree, and we look forward to your collaboration with the institution, people who are working in the institutions not located within the university. And please remember that being the senior most students of the university, you need to shoulder the responsibility of carrying the image of this institution. And please try to ensure that whatever rigorous efforts are being put in by the office of the PhD doctoral studies and the department in terms of pushing you for good publications, pushing you to go for patents, that is all for your benefit, for your well-being, so that once you graduate with the PhD degree, you have these accomplishments to give you a job, to give you an opportunity to serve any institution, whether in the country or outside the country as well. So thank you so much, and I welcome you once again to this orientation program. Thank you.
A very good afternoon to all of you. I used to say, examination जिंदगी के साथ भी जिंदगी के बाद भी. Examination cell is responsible for 3 things. I won't take much time because longer examination gives lot of stress. मुख्तसर सी चीज, मुख्तसर सी बातें. 3 things that what we do examination cell. First thing, entrance examination that we have completed. Second is coming after 2 months. Coursework examination. 3 papers that you have to clear 3 papers. As registrars have said, or Honorable Vice Chancellor said, for getting the scholarship, you need to clear all the 3 papers in one attempt. So that 3 paper that what we have is research methodology, research and publication ethics, and one of the departmental paper. Each paper is of 100 marks and 4 credit. In that 100 marks, the theory examination is of 80 marks and 20 marks is for our internal assessment. That internal assessments involves 2 things, that is your attendance 5 marks and 15 is your presentation. So after completing the coursework, before appearing in the examination, normally what we do, Dean Doctoral Studies Office shares the topic, and on that topic you have to give the presentation for each paper. So that means 3 presentation that you will all have to do before conduct of the written examination. This year we are trying to conduct this examination in the month of December. Hopefully we'll do that just to streamline the process. Because of the COVID, it got delayed. But this year we are trying to conduct this examination in December. So I request you all to attend the classes regularly, because in case if you miss it, you won't get the knowledge what it is required, and also that you lose their attendance. That is also required because 5 marks is there. So when you clear the paper, all the 3 paper, for that you need to score at least 50% marks. So in 80, if you score 40, you will clear the paper. Okay? And then after clearing the coursework examination, then examination cell comes after completing your research, then when you submit your thesis. Examination cell needs your thesis, 4 copies of your thesis for evaluation, 6 experts, 4 outside states and 2 from in-state, and everyone should be from different institutions, not less than associate professor. And from that list, Honorable Vice Chancellor will approve 3 names. We will send the thesis to 3 external experts. And fortunately, if you got the positive report from the 2 experts, we will conduct the Viva voce examination. In case if 2 experts give some revision or minor correction, then we will inform you, your supervisor, that these are the corrections that you need to incorporate in your thesis. In case other option, if they both 2 examiners rejects your thesis, then we will request Honorable Vice Chancellor to approve another expert from the panel. We will send the report to that examiner. If you got the positive response, then we will conduct the Viva. If negative, then your thesis will be rejected. These all the things what I'm saying is mentioned in your ordinances, regulation that is available on the website. Please read that, because I have seen many students, what is most important required is publications, your good publications, and we normally don't focus on that. We focus, sir, paper में pass नहीं हुए, क्या हुआ, गड़बड़ हुआ. Lot of questions comes during coursework examination. Many students comes to my office, sir, कुछ गड़बड़ हो गया, क्या हुआ, fail हो गए. So you get 2 chances to appear in coursework examination. After that, there is 1 more chance, but that depends on the approval of Honorable Vice Chancellor. Even then, if you couldn't qualify, you cannot continue. So make sure you clear your coursework in first attempt. And during the coursework of your research, please try to publish good paper. I can assure you from my side, within 1 month, if you have good publication, within 1 month, you can get the report from the examiner. I've got the report within 10 days from very good expert from IITs and ITs. So believe me, if you have good research work, you have a good publication, within 2 to 6 months, you will get the degree. That all depend on what our Honorable Vice Chancellor said, what our registrar said to you. Please be focused. वरना जहां से पढ़ के मैं निकला, मेरे जो हमारे दौर के बच्चे, हमारे साथ के बच्चे थे, जब पीएचडी जो लोग करते थे, तो कहते थे ये कौन है? आई एम रियली विथ ऑल ड्यू रिस्पेक्ट, ये कौन है? तो कहते थे पढ़े हुए धुर्रे हैं, पीएचडी। तो व्हाट इज दिस? तो दैट हर्ट्स ए लॉट। या मेरे सुपरवाइजर कहते थे, व्हेन आई वाज डूइंग पीएचडी इन सीडीआरआई, he used to tell, don't try to get the degree so that you can be called in the party as a doctor. कि पार्टी में आपको डॉक्टर कहने के लिए डिग्री नहीं, डिग्री हैज टू बी गुड, having good publication, very good research work, and many more things that you need to do during your coursework or during your PhD program. We have credit system. आप ऑर्डिनेंस में क्लियरली देख लीजिएगा, क्रेडिट सिस्टम है ड्यूरिंग योर फर्स्ट सेकंड आरडीसी, एज सर से 4 RDC 6 RDC, 4 RDC फॉर फुल टाइम रिसर्चर, 6 RDC for part-time researchers. In every RDC, you will get the grades. If you score good grade based on the parameters that is mentioned in the ordinance, certainly after completing the PhD program, everyone will appreciate. It's not easy to get A grade in every RDC, but certainly you can get O or A grade, excellent और वेरी गुड, इफ यू हैव वेरी गुड पब्लिकेशन। सर ने, हमारे डीन डॉक्टरल स्टडीज ने बहुत अच्छे पैरामीटर बनाए हैं, एंड द टोटल फोकस इज नॉट टू डिस्करेज यू, जस्ट टू लेट यू वर्क ऑन टू गेट द गुड पब्लिकेशन. So these are the few things that I wanted to share, but examination cell is always there to help you. If you have any issues, any query related with these 3 steps, entrance examination, coursework examination, and after submitting your thesis, you are always welcome. My all good wishes to you. Thank you so much.
Especially to the students who have just enrolled for the PhD program. I'm here basically to speak about the Integral Center for Excellence in Interdisciplinary Research. So first thing, that it is really good that the program that you have enrolled for is the dream of the university. Why I'm saying this is because, as the Honorable Vice Chancellor said to you, that we are transitioning towards a research intensive university. And second important thing is that you will be able to actually gain knowledge, and as the control of examination just said, that if you publish well, you will be automatically gaining rewards for that, whether it is in terms of your rapid thesis completion, whether it is in terms of your viva voce and everything in that matter. So I am here to speak about Integral Center for Excellence for Interdisciplinary Research, which is basically laboratories where you can work on. This university has laid a lot of foundation, lot of stress on advancing scientific research and fostering interdisciplinary collaboration. If you can see here that promotion of research is the main focus of the university. We are very much focused on how to get research projects and what can be the outcomes of those research projects. Innovation and consultancy is another field we are working on. And we tend to, because as we said, interdisciplinary research. So we are trying very much so that there is a lot of collaboration within your work, within your research work. So whether it is related to seed money, whether it is related to central instrumentation facility that we provide, whether it is related to entrepreneurial projects, extramural projects, publications, patents, or we have incubation center if you have some ideas related to that, and as we said, consultancy and other things. The objectives of this center is to facilitate interdisciplinary research. And why I'm saying this interdisciplinary research is a lot of focus has been made on this. We have tried very much on how to actually encourage you to go for interdisciplinary research, because we have put all the laboratories and all the required instruments at one place. When you do good research, obviously we expect you to produce good quality publications. And as the Vice Chancellor said, you must push your supervisors to actually bring extramural grants, because that brings funding and that brings further quality into the research that you want to do. We want to develop collaborations. We would like to have organized conferences, seminars, and symposia. That is the major objectives of our center. So high quality publications. If you have good projects, you can ask your faculty to apply for seed money, which will again be funded to you so that your quality increases. What can be the research outcome is the research paper quality of publications that you produce, obviously, and the impact factors that the impact factor that the particular journal is for that particular journal, for that particular work in which you are working for. Collaborations and partnerships. Extramural grants I've already spoken, and conferences and events. In our center, we have got really high-end instruments. Our Honorable Chancellor was kind enough to grant 13 crore rupees from the university funds to procure these equipments. And among the major equipments, high-end instruments includes confocal microscope, the ICP-MS, the LCMS, the X-ray diffraction, and the FACS. And to support this, we have further, for spectroscopy, we have UV visible, FTIR, ELISA plate reader, nanodrop spectrophlorometer. For molecular biology, we have the RT-PCR, the gel documentation system, the chemi documentation, the CO2 incubators, and the inverted fluorescent microscope, and so on. We also have specialized instruments for those going for CNC or 3D printing, or going for robotic research and so on. And to support all this, we have, especially for biosciences, etc., we have freeze dryers, lyophilizer, ultra pure water purification systems, so good that it is even DNA RNA free. Deep freezer, which is minus 80 degrees, we have around 3 to 4 such deep freezers. We have refrigerated centrifuge and biosafety cabinets. So I'll just very quickly talk about this. So confocal microscope, we can do 3D imaging, colocalization, fluorescence resonance energy transfer, photoactivation, time-lapse macroscopy, multicolor microscopy, and these applications are limitless. I've just listed some of them. So, and then we have the flow cytometer. We have from the BD, Becton Dickinson, which you can work on cellular uptake studies, cancer heterogeneity, detection of apoptosis using annexin PI staining, whole blood analysis, and as I said, there are a lot of applications which are possible with these instruments. The LCMS, as we all know, is a separation technique where you can do analysis for pesticide residues, drug metabolite, and all whatever non-volatile that you can separate, whether it is from plant extracts or others. The X-ray diffractometer, again, you can do the chemical composition analysis, whether it is related to engineering, cement, fly ash, organic compounds, biosciences, pharmacy, whether it is formulations, from physical properties to all kinds of structure analysis. Then we have the RT-PCR and chemi documentation system, where you can do gene expression analysis and SNP genotyping, copy number estimation, and chemiluminescence imaging, quantification of bands, etc. The ICP-MS, that is the inductively coupled plasma mass spectrometry, you can do again the macro and micronutrient analysis, very, very in nanograms also you can detect here. So those who are working in the field of food analysis or in medical sciences or even pharmacy can use this. Toxic metal analysis can be done very easily to find even a very small amount of toxic material present in this sample. Then, as I said, there are supportive instruments, UV spectrophotometer, biosafety cabinets, the ultra water purification system. We have further got 5 new laboratories. There were already 7 to 8 laboratories in the ICR. Now we have further got the microbiological engineering laboratory, the genetic engineering and translation biology laboratory, the pharmaceutical sciences laboratory, medicinal chemistry laboratory, and a stem cell research laboratory is going to be further put into place. So you can just imagine the wide range of facilities that will be provided just a step away from your laboratory. You can work in this laboratory. It is located on the 4th floor of the same building. You can work there and do analysis in the central instrumentation facility. So the quality of research, whatever kind of work you want to do is available with us. Basically, our focus is again to undertake activities to encourage and support research towards excellence, provide dedicated infrastructure for R&D facility, provide an overarching structure for research activities in science, engineering, and humanities, initiate product-oriented new research programs, and undertake efforts for extension of scientific activities. So we also support, for example, for patents, for consultancy. We also do that whenever required. So to sum up all this, the aims of the center is to provide dedicated infrastructure in the R&D activity to the faculty of the university and to the research scholars of the university. Provide an overarching structure for research activities in science, engineering, and humanities. Develop strategic thinking on research in the area of national interest. Promote research interest among the faculty as essential activity beyond teaching and learning. And there is where you will also be benefited. Provide dedicated space and infrastructure. Initiate product-oriented new research programs of interdisciplinary nature specifically. Advise and encourage the pursuit of outside funding support. You need to bring extramural fund projects and to develop trained human resources with specialized skills for improved employability. My whole focus of this particular presentation was only to tell you that this is where many universities you will not find the kind of instruments that we possess. You will not find the state-of-the-art laboratories that we have. So please make use of this, and to put into relevance one of the phrases that Dr. Sabah Siddiqui said, from hypothesis to concrete results. You need to start from hypothesis and you need to get concrete results, and we are with you throughout the way with ICR. Thank you so much.
Dear colleagues and dear students, good afternoon to everybody. Dear students, I am Professor Tehseen Usmani. I am in charge of this PhD program, this university. In charge means I'm the coordinator, and we are overseeing the PhD procedures and ordinance, etc. That is, I'm Dean Doctoral Studies. As far as research is concerned, Honorable VC Saab has covered very nicely regarding what is research, and very briefly, very nicely, a sort of bird's eye view he has given about the full process. I need not repeat that. Only thing comes to my mind, which I asked to your seniors in different Vivas and RDCs. Have you ever thought what is the full form of PhD? I will not ask one by one. I will only tell you. This question came to my mind about so many years ago, and I was also not knowing. PhD is Doctor of Philosophy. तो why philosophy? आप PhD करेंगे अपने सब्जेक्ट में, आपको डिग्री मिलेगी डॉक्टर ऑफ फिलॉसफी. वाई? द रीजन इज philosophy means, this is a Greek word, and philosophy means wisdom. Means you are going to get registered in the domain of wisdom. अगर आप PhD हैं तो अब तो PhD पढ़ते जा रहे हैं, इट इज़ गुड. अदरवाइज किसी भी महफिल में किसी भी जगह PhD का होना वाजे कुछ माने रखता था. तो जैसा कि हमारे COE साहब ने कहा, PhD की इज्जत आपसे बढ़नी चाहिए. And once you complete PhD, means you are a registered, you are a known wise man. So now I should congratulate to you. Your journey towards the path of wisdom is starting. And it came to my mind that the definition of PhD, once I read somewhere, to know more and more about little and little. That is the real efforts of making research. अभी जो हमारे BC साहब ने बताया, एक लेडी उसने लाखों आदमियों की जिंदगी बचाई और अड़ी रही कि नहीं साहब मैं तो MRA पे काम करूंगी. आई वॉज जस्ट थिंकिंग कि मैं अपने HOD बायोटेक्नोलॉजी या बायो साइंस से पूछूंगा व्हेन आई वाज रीडिंग द न्यूज़पेपर कि MRA का फुल फॉर्म क्या है, एंड MRA बिकॉज आई एम नॉट फ्रॉम दैट बैकग्राउंड. बट आज टुडे VC साहब जस्ट टोल्ड द होल स्टोरी. तो जुनून जो होता है वही आदमी को दुनिया आगे बढ़ाती है, दुनिया उसी को वही आगे बढ़ाता है. एंड योर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी इज टू अनफोल्ड द सीक्रेट ऑफ यूनिवर्स. आप देखिए, रिसर्च का मतलब यू आर अनफोल्डिंग द सीक्रेट्स ऑफ यूनिवर्स. दैट इज ए वेरी वेरी रिस्पेक्टेबल जॉब. दैट आई जस्ट वांटेड टू सी ए फ्यू लाइन्स. एनीवे, अब मैं यहाँ पे खड़ा हूँ आपको PhD प्रोसीजर्स बताने के लिए. Briefly, I will tell because a lot of time is already passed. Your research journey at Integral University shall start with commencement of your classes for 3 coursework papers, which include research methodology. Research methodology का एक पेपर होगा, एक research publication ethics. Research publication ethics में आप कैसे पेपर छापो, कैसे अच्छे जर्नल्स ढूंढो, अच्छे जर्नल को क्या तरीका, किस तरह से उसके पैरामीटर्स होते हैं, ऑल दीज थिंग्स विल बी टॉट टू यू. एंड देन सब्जेक्ट स्पेसिफिक पेपर, आपका जो सब्जेक्ट होगा वो आपको पढ़ाया जाएगा. ये आपका डिपार्टमेंट आपको पढ़ाएगा, और ये जो बाकी 2 पेपर हैं ये आपको कंबाइंड वे में फ्राइडे और सैटरडे. सो योर कोर्स वर्क विल स्टार्ट फ्रॉम टुमारो. Your coursework classes will commence from tomorrow onwards on every Friday and Saturday. Timing, we have fixed 10:30 to 12:30 every day on Fridays and Saturdays. After completion of coursework, an examination will be conducted for the same. आपका एग्जामिनेशन, जैसा कि हमारे COE साहब ने बताया, एग्जामिनेशन पास करने के बाद ही आपका RDC का काम शुरू हो सकता है, आपका रिसर्च का काम शुरू हो सकता है. Remember it, don't take coursework lightly. If you are not able to pass your coursework, if your attendance is not okay, then you will not be able to start RDC. That is, you will not be able to start research. और उसमें आपका ड्यूरेशन बढ़ता चला जाएगा. कोर्स वर्क को सीरियसली लें और उसको सीरियसली पढ़ें, ये हमेशा आपको काम भी आएगा और इसी में आपका रिजल्ट पीएचडी का काम शुरू हो पाएगा. नाउ a very important word, next 4-5 years you will go on listening, that is RDC. RDC is Research Development Committee. इसमें हमारे यूनिवर्सिटी के सीनियर लोग होते हैं, फैकल्टी मेंबर, डीन डॉक्टरल स्टडीज और फैकल्टी का हेड, पीएचडी कोऑर्डिनेटर and one external expert also. All these people combine to make RDC. Every 6 months, this RDC is conducted. In your first RDC, supervisor will be allotted and the synopsis will be approved. Synopsis आप अपने कोर्स वर्क के ज़माने में जो अभी दिसंबर में सीओई साहब ने बताया कि दिसंबर में होगा आपका इम्तहान कोर्स वर्क का, तो ड्यूरिंग दिस पीरियड छोड़िए मत, अपना टॉपिक सोचिए, विच एरिया यू वांट टू एंटर, विच एरिया यू वांट टू वर्क, और उसके बाद डिपार्टमेंट में आप रहेंगे, डिपार्टमेंट में जाइए, अपने जो कंसर्न सुपरवाइजर, कंसर्न एचओडी हैं उनसे मिलिए, उनसे डिस्कस करिए कि सर ये मेरा टॉपिक है. अगर कोई आपको वो बताते हैं गाइड कीजिए, आपको गाइड मिल सकता है, तो उससे मिलके अपना सिनॉप्सिस पहले से तैयार रखिए. देखिए जितना आसान जल्दी आप उसको सब्जेक्ट को पकड़ेंगे उतना तेज आपका पीएचडी होगा. एंड प्लीज एम कि जितना मिनिमम पॉसिबल टाइम है, जितना परमिटेड है, उससे थोड़ा ही आगे बढ़े आपका. हम लोगों ने ऐसे भी लोग देखे, आई डोंट वांट टू टेल, जो अपना भूल ही गए कि मुझे पीएचडी करने के लिए आया था, एंड बाद में दे हैव सफर्ड अ लॉट. पैसा भी बर्बाद हुआ, टाइम भी बर्बाद हुआ, जगह जगह भागते फिरे और कुछ हो नहीं पाया. तो बी अलर्ट इन द बिगनिंग इटसेल्फ. नाउ रिसर्च डेवलपमेंट कमेटी, व्हाट इज दैट? It meets twice a year with the presence of external expert also. डिपार्टमेंट में तो सब लोग रहते ही हैं, आपका डीन होगा जो कि फैकल्टी चेयरमैन होगा आपका, और उसके बाद फिर एचओडी है, फैकल्टी सुपरवाइजर है, बाहर का भी एक्सपर्ट एक आएगा. एंड हर बार जितनी बार आप आरडीसी देंगे 2-2 बार चलेगा सेम आदमी, उसके बाद चेंज हो जाएगा और वो सब पूरा रिकॉर्ड किया जाएगा. एवरीथिंग विल बी रिकॉर्डेड. The functions of RDC are to allocate the research supervisor, review the research proposal, and to finalize the research topic. ये first RDC में आपका ये होगा. Then to periodically examine and review the progress of research work. Every 6 months I told RDC होगी, उसमें आपने last 6 months में जो काम किया है, I will again repeat, only last 6 months. हमारा उससे हर बार पहले से बताने की बात नहीं है. 6 महीने में आपने जो काम किया वो आपको बताना है. To give permission for pre-PhD after fulfilling required conditions. Pre-PhD एक बहुत important word है. Pre-PhD permission means आपका जब काम complete हो गया, then you will give a final presentation. That is called pre-PhD. उसके लिए permission जब मिल जाए तो इसका मतलब one important milestone you have covered. ये भी RDC का ही काम है. Then RDC may assign and or approve certain function duties to the RDSC. एक सब कमेटी होती है RDC की. अगर if we sometimes feel कि प्रोग्रेस ठीक नहीं है, then the RDC chairman or RDC senior RDC members may tell you again go to RDSC next month. 1 month time, 2 month time, क्योंकि 6 महीने में होता है, तो आपको फिर RDSC में जाना पड़ेगा. और if RDSC says कि नहीं साहब काम सही नहीं है, तो फिर आपको RDSC में जाना पड़ जाएगा. So that way RDSC is also very important. And you have to keep, अपने गाइड के साथ आप टच में रहिए ताकि आपका टाइम बर्बाद ना हो और काम आपका अच्छी तरह चलता रहे, अच्छे ग्रेड्स आपको मिले. The details of RDSC's jobs are to conduct the admission interviews as per class तो ठीक है, admission के interviews होते हैं, conduct the pre-PhD presentations if required by RDC. To evaluate the progress report of the PhD scholar as a special case, to perform any other task assigned by RDC. So RDC is, as I told, RDC is the main body and RDSC is the subcommittee of that. Then permission for pre-PhD presentation. जितने भी लोग PhD करते हैं उनका दिमाग में ये अक्सर यही रहता है 2-1 साल के बाद कि बस pre-PhD मेरा हो जाए. तो that is a very important word for you. So what are the conditions for that? All objectives should be completed. जब आप अपना काम शुरू करेंगे तो objective mean different milestones you have to tell. कि ये करूंगी, फिर ये करूंगा, फिर ये करूंगा. So all those things you have to get approved in the first RDC, and all those objectives have to be completed. Once you are able to complete those objectives, and then minimum credits also, that is 100 numbers. 100 नंबर्स क्रेडिट जो आपके ग्रेडिंग होगी, उसमें हर ग्रेडिंग के हिसाब से ए बी सी, जैसा COE साहब ने बताया, उसके सबके मार्क्स हैं, सबके क्रेडिट पॉइंट्स हैं. वो क्रेडिट पॉइंट जोड़े जाएंगे. एंड इफ इट इज 100, दैट इज मिनिमम. और आपका जो मिनिमम टाइम है, जो अभी बताया COE साहब ने कि 4 और 6, अगर आप फुल टाइम है और अगर आप पार्ट टाइम है तो 4 और 6 वो आपको सारे ऑर्डिनेंस में है. Then PhD completion in minimum specified time requires high grade. ये नहीं आप वो लास्ट वाला रखे हुए हो, चलते चले जा रहे हो, कुछ तो मिल ही जाएगा, ऐसा नहीं है. देयर आर सर्टेन ग्रेड्स जिसमें 0 नंबर है, 0 क्रेडिट्स हैं. तो वो काउंट, आपकी प्रेजेंस तो काउंट हो जाएगी, लेकिन उसमें काम आपका कुछ काउंट नहीं होगा. वो सारे ऑर्डिनेंस में है. मैं उसका एक वो बताता हूँ. अल्टीमेटली इट विल बी PhD फाइनल वाइवा. ये फाइनल वाइवा एग्जामिनेशन डिपार्टमेंट फिक्स करता है और वो आपको डिफेंड करना पड़ेगा. सब लोग वहाँ पे, इट विल बी एन ओपन वाइवा. तो ये तो हो गया PhD का प्रोसीजर. नाउ सर्टेन फॉर्म्स एंड फॉर्मेट्स आल्सो वी आर यूजिंग. PhD प्रोग्रेस रिपोर्ट फॉर्म, ये तो RDC का है. RDC में ये सारे आपका रिकॉर्ड मेंटेन रहता है. जो भी आप करेंगे, एक्सटर्नल जो कमेंट देगा, वो सारी चीज़ें उसमें रहेंगी. देन MCN नंबर, मैन्युस्क्रिप्ट कम्युनिकेशन नंबर, दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. जो भी आप आर्टिकल्स लिखेंगे उसको हमारे डिपार्टमेंट से आपको MCN नंबर मिलेगा. मेनी पीपल से सर हमें तो मालूम ही नहीं था. MCN नहीं है, वी डोंट रिकॉग्नाइज दोज पब्लिकेशंस. MCN होना चाहिए आपको. मिस्टर गजाली इज देयर, वो हमारे ऑफिस के सुपरिटेंडेंट हैं डॉक्टरल स्टडीज़ में. उनसे मिलिए, MCN नंबर लीजिए और उसके बाद ही प्रिंट के लिए आगे भेजिए. उसके बाद ग्रेडिंग सिस्टम है, वो फॉर्मेट्स हैं. वो आप जब काम शुरू करेंगे आपको दिखाया जाएगा. हर फॉर्मेट का अलग से क्रेडिट मार्किंग है. उसी हिसाब से आपका पूरा मार्क्स, क्रेडिट के वो पॉइंट्स आपके डिसाइड होंगे, क्रेडिट पॉइंट्स. देन प्री PhD रिक्वेस्ट फॉर्म है. प्री PhD प्रोसेस इम्प्रूवमेंट फॉर्म है. प्रोफार्मा एट प्री PhD स्टेज पे एक भर के आता है. देन थीसिस सबमिशन फॉर्म है. एनीवे, दीज आर द फॉर्म्स. आपको एक बार सुन लेना चाहिए सो दैट दिस एरिया इज नॉट अननोन टू यू. एंड फीस इज ऑल्सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. अगर आपकी फीस जमा नहीं है हर RDC में, तो फिर आपको RDC में परमिशन नहीं मिलेगी. दिस इज वेरी क्लियर. आपकी फीस जमा होनी चाहिए. और अगर कभी किसी की कोई प्रॉब्लम है तो हमारे एडवाइजर टू चांसलर हैं, अगर उनसे मिलिए, वो कुछ थोड़ा सा इंस्टॉलमेंट में कर दें, दैट इज हिज अथॉरिटी. लेकिन हमारे यहाँ फीस बिल्कुल पक्की, क्लियर, कागज कक्का आना चाहिए. The university is an excellent place for you to enrich your knowledge and elevate your life. You must work hard to fulfill your dreams and achieve success in your life and bring good name to your parents and university. So that way, but I thought कि मुझे आपको ऑर्डिनेंस, हमारी अगर वेब पेज पे जाइएगा PhD की, तो वहाँ पे आपको ऑर्डिनेंस लगा हुआ मिलेगा. तो लोगों की एक टेंडेंसी है कि वो, आई डोंट नो, आपको पढ़ना चाहिए. तो मैंने सोचा कम से कम आपको एक बार हेडिंग से बता दूंगा क्या क्या आपको उसमें मिल सकता है. एलिजिबिलिटी मिलेगी. उसके बाद ड्यूरेशन ऑफ द प्रोग्राम जो मैंने अभी बताया वो मिल जाएगा आपको पढ़ने को. उसके बाद प्रोसीजर फॉर एडमिशंस एंड रजिस्ट्रेशन, ये मिलेगा. डिफरेंट क्लॉजेज हैं. देन इंटीग्रल रिसर्च फेलोशिप, आप इधर उधर पूछते फिरोगे, सब कुछ उसके ऊपर है. इंटीग्रल रिसर्च फेलोशिप. देन एलोकेशन ऑफ रिसर्च सुपरवाइजर. बहुत से लड़के अंधेरे में भटकते रहते हैं, साहब सुपरवाइजर नहीं मिला, ये नहीं मिला. यू शुड नो द प्रोसीजर. यू कैन गो टू योर HOD. अगर किसी के सुपरवाइजर का बीच में छोड़ दिया, चला गया, ट्रांसफर हो गया, कुछ हो गया, तो 6 महीने के लिए एज पर ऑर्डिनेंस उसका HOD उसका सुपरवाइजर होगा. उसके बाद नेक्स्ट RDC में वो उसका सुपरवाइजर RDC में अलॉट हो जाएगा. ऑफ कोर्स डिपार्टमेंट आपको प्रपोज करेगा और वो RDC में ओके करके एक रेगुलराइज हो जाएगा. अलोकेशन ऑफ रिसर्च सुपरवाइजर है. देन कोर्स वर्क डिटेल है. ग्रेड्स एंड क्रेडिट पॉइंट्स है. इफ यू वांट टू नो कि ग्रेडिंग कैसे होती है, क्या मिल रहा है, तो you are now a PhD scholar. First of all, you should know what are the ordinances जिससे मैं गवर्न हो रहा हूँ. तो प्लीज गो थ्रू इट. उसमें सारी चीजें दी हुई हैं. अभी हमारे सीओई साहब बता रहे थे, उन्होंने भी इसमें बहुत मेहनत किया है. ये पूरा का पूरा जो वो है डिटेल्स हैं वो सब एग्जामिनेशन में कंट्रोल होता है. ग्रेडिंग में हम लोग क्रेडिट पॉइंट्स वगैरह हम लोग कैलकुलेट करके डॉक्टरल स्टडीज में तब फिर प्री पीएचडी के लिए रिकमेंड करते हैं. रिसर्च एंड डेवलपमेंट कमेटी इट्स फंक्शंस वो भी दिया हुआ है. देन आरडीएससी के बारे में दिया हुआ है. आप अगर उसका डिटेल पढ़ना चाहें तो उसमें देखिए. इवेल्युएशन ऑफ थीसिस कैसे होती है ये सब दिया हुआ है. एंड देन अवार्ड ऑफ पीएचडी डिग्री. उसके बाद एडमिशन ऑफ इंटरनेशनल स्कॉलर्स. ये मैंने इसलिए पढ़ा बिकॉज बहुत बार देखूंगा होता रहता है. यू शुड नो ऑल दीज थिंग्स आर अवेलेबल. उसके साथ साथ अगर आप हमारा वेब पेज खोलेंगे तो आपको एक किताब मिलेगी, छोटी सी बुकलेट 12, 15, 20 पेज की. और यूजीसी से देयर वाज ए document which they sent about 300 pages or 270 pages. We have tried to summarize that. आप लोगों के इंटरेस्ट में हम लोगों ने उसको समराइज करके अपने वेब पेज पे लगा रखा है. प्लीज गो थ्रू दैट. उसको प्रिंट कर लीजिए, पढ़िए उसको. दैट विल गिव अ full idea how the PhD work moves. With these things, best wishes to you and best wishes for completion of coursework, best wishes for completion of your PhD, and I wish you grow and develop as a real wise man as you are aspiring for PhD, as you are aspiring to be called a real PhD, that is a real wise man. Thank you.
Respected Professor T. Usmani, Dean Doctoral Studies, Professor Abdul Rahman Khan, Controller of Examination, Professor Ms. Baul Hassan, the Director IQAC, other deans, head of the departments, and faculty members present here, and my dear newly selected research scholars. I, on behalf of the Faculty of Commerce and Management, Dr. Adil Maqbool, would like to extend a warm welcome to all our new scholars who have joined us here today. I wish to congratulate each of every student first and having secured your admission to this. I wish to congratulate each and every student first on having secured your admission to this prestigious university, which is NAC A grade. And second, for having chosen Integral University as your university of choice. As you embark on this new journey, it is important to remember that you are not alone. We are here to support you, to guide you at every step of your duration of PhD. This university is more than just a place to learn. It's a community of people who want to see you succeed. We are gathered here for a very important activity, one that marks the end of your orientation program and begins your academic journey. The orientation is about knowing the university program's rules, regulations, way of life, and setting goals to chart your future as your journey through your life. I know that the orientation program has covered all these things here. My responsibility is to make you aware about the PhD coursework. PhD courseworks play a significant role in overall doctoral education process. While the exact structure and requirement of PhD coursework can be vary depending upon the field of university and from country to country, its importance can be summarized in several key ways. PhD coursework provides a strong foundation in choosing field of your study. Coursework, as far as the research skill is concerned, coursework often includes research methods and data analysis courses. These help the students develop critical research skills such as data collection, analysis, and interpretation, which are vital for your research projects. Coursework allows the students to interact with peers, professors, fostering valuable academic and professional connections. Many PhD programs require students to develop a research proposal as a part of their coursework. This experience helps students refine their research questions, hypotheses, and methodologies, setting the stage of their dissertation and thesis. Critical thinking is concerned. PhD coursework challenges students to think critically and engage with complex ideas and debates in their field. Managing courseworks alongside research responsibilities teaches students valuable time management, which is very important for you, the research scholars. This ability to balance multiple tasks is crucial during the often lengthy and demanding PhD journey. In a nutshell, we can say PhD coursework is important as it provides the fundamental knowledge, research skills, and professional development needed for the successful doctoral journey. It is not only the process, it prepares the students for their research, but also equips them with valuable skills and experiences that can be benefit their future careers. Now, as per our ordinance and the UGC guidelines, all the registered PhD scholars shall be required to complete the prescribed coursework during the initial 2 semesters. You have 3 papers, as already said by Professor T. Usmani sir and other speakers. Research methodology is the first paper which is common for all the research scholars of different departments. Second is research and publication ethics. This is also a common paper which is to be studied by all the scholars of different departments. And the third paper is subject specific. Like for our department, it's management, which covers all the fields of management like marketing, HR, finance, corporate laws, company laws, entrepreneurship, everything. Like this, in other departments also, they have different subject papers and they cover that. This common paper of research methodology is to be conducted will start from tomorrow in the Department of Commerce and Business Management Seminar Hall. The timings are 10 o'clock or 10:15. I think it has already been communicated to you. The classes will start from tomorrow. So, as far as the grades in the coursework, including the research methodology, shall be finalized after the combined assessment as per the approved evaluation scheme, having 80% theoretical written examination, which is the end semester examination, and 20% internal, which is consisting 5% attendance marks and 15% we will take your presentation of research methodology, and your department consent papers will take your representation in the separate departments, which consist of 15 marks. So you know that the 5% attendance marks is also very important for you. So you have to be regular, and 75% attendance is also mandatory in order to appear in the coursework examination, which is expected to be scheduled in the month of December. So you should be regular in your classes. The PhD scholar has to obtain minimum 55% of marks in each paper or its equivalent grade in UGC 7-point scale or an equivalent grade CGPA in point scale grading system. This all is written in our ordinance. As Professor T. Usmani said, you have to go through in iul.ac.in. All the PhD scholars are expected to pass the coursework in the first semester in order to start their research work after title and synopsis approval by the subsequent RDC. If the scholar fails to pass in the first attempt, one more attempt may be given to clear the coursework, failing which his or her PhD registration may be cancelled. So, in rare circumstances, with justification evidence, RDC may be recommended to the Vice Chancellor for the final attempt as already told by our controller of examination. So the total credit of the PhD program is 100, where 10 credits are for clearing the coursework exam and 90 credits to be earned through your performance in the RDCs, which is to be conducted at every 6 months. So the detail of the coursework is according to the prevailing UGC guidelines. The maximum marks for each paper will be 100. The coursework shall be assigned by RDC or RDSC after the registration in coordination with the department and research interest shown by the PhD scholars. So you have 3 papers, as I told you: research methodology, which is whose code is RS701, and research publication ethic RS702, and department specific or department elective paper. So the syllabus is available on the website of research methodology and all other subjects also. So your classes will start from tomorrow. Unit 1 I will take, this is related to the basics of research. Unit 2, literature review, defining the research problem, etc. will be, this will be teach you by Dr. Divya R. Purvani. She is from the education department. Data collection and statistical analysis has 2 parts. One is the statistical part, which is to be taken by the statistics department or mathematics department, and data collection methods, theoretical part will be taken by us. Dr. Gaurav Bisaria will take it. Thesis writing and publication ethic is your 5th unit. I will take this unit. And unit 6 is computer application and research. Dr. Tehseen Ahmed from the Department of Computer Application will cover all these topics. So this is all about your coursework. As our Vice Chancellor said, Sir said about the UGC NET coaching, which we have recently started in our department, it is totally free of cost for all the research scholar as well as for the postgraduate students who are in the final year. So I want all of you to join this. The creative and the link is available in your department head, so you can take it from there and immediately register and start joining these coaching classes, which start at 4 o'clock in the Department of Commerce and Business Management. One is the subject specific paper, which is to be conducted 4 days, Monday to Thursday, and Friday, Saturday, we take the classes of the paper 1, which is compulsory for all. So this is for NET coaching, and for CSIR coaching also. They are taking their paper first classes in their department. So I will request all of you to maintain the attendance in the class, which is going to be started from tomorrow. And once again, I wish you all the best. Thank you so much.
So a very warm good afternoon to one and all. Dear dignitaries in the front row and my dear budding researchers. I am Dr. Alvina Faruqi, Professor and Head Department of Bioengineering, and I have been entrusted with the responsibility of briefing you about a very important area of your research, that is a journal club. See, in research, it is not that easy. It requires a lot of inputs in terms of resources, money, quality time, infrastructures, laboratory facilities, but above all, motivation. And this journal club is, you can say, a sort of motivation for you all to keep you going throughout your research journey. Now, look, first going into the detail, before going into the detail, I would like to just give you a brief about the genesis of this journal club. The genesis of journal club dates back to mid-19th century. Mid-19th century, when it was started by a British surgeon. He used to collect all the junior doctors in a small room, in a very small room, and he used to discuss the periodicals related to the medical research. So in the name of Sir James Paget, this journal club initiated, and later on it was pursued by Sir William Osler. He went away ahead in the sense that at that time there was no facility of internet. You had to be dependent on the hard copies of the periodicals, which was costly, and due to the financial constraints, it was not very easily accessible to all the researchers. So he started the initiative of distributing those periodicals. So these two are the main foundation, you can say, the scientists who went away ahead to think to support the budding researchers in the journey of their research. So now presently, this terminology journal club is not that rare, and apart from the medical fraternity, it is now common in almost all the branches, all the domains of sciences, engineering, agriculture sciences, etc. And we are very glad to tell you that at Integral University, we are following this policy incredibly. So now, what is the actual need of journal club? So these are the basic purposes enlisted over here. The very first need of the journal club is to keep all the researchers abreast with the new literature. You know, science is progressing very fast. Every minute there is a new research, okay? And there was a research in which the researchers found out that if you're not reading at least 2 research papers per day, then you are at least 82 centuries back. Just imagine the labor that you have to put in to read the literature, which we are seeing that in the present generation, there is a lack. They are not ready to read research papers, though it is a very, very integral part of your journey. So it helps us to improve the knowledge of the recent research methodologies, the biostatistics involved. It also improves the clinical practices and the latest research findings. It encourages the use of new theories which you might not be aware of, and it provides you the idea of the latest developments which is happening in your field. So these are all the aims of a journal club. Now this is just an example to see how the journal club is functioning here at Integral University. So there is a chairperson, vice chairperson, all the PhD scholars of that particular department are the members, and all the research supervisors are also the members. So whenever journal club meeting takes place, it is mandatory for all the supervisors and the research scholars to attend that journal club meeting. The last portion, that is the invited member, is not that essential. You might invite an eminent scientist, eminent industrialist to add to the flavor of the journal club, because you will be getting some new perspective on that topic if you involve some external member as well. Now, what are the components of the presentation of a journal club? First of all, you have to select an article. That article should be published in a reputed journal, Q1, Q2 journals. See, according to the different matrices, the journals have been classified as Q1 and Q2. So top 25% of the journals of that area belongs to Q1, 25 to 50% belongs to Q2, and 50 to 75% Q3, and so on, okay? So depending upon the several factors which you will be getting acclimatized as you will pursue your journey, and as you will be starting reading the research paper, you will be aware of these terminologies. So to begin with, you have to select a very good reputed paper. Then you have to just go through that paper very thoroughly, step by step, and then you have to present that paper. It is somebody else's work, but you have to present it in your way, okay? So it will help you to analyze the data, to draw conclusions. See, for the research scholar, it's very important to interpret the results that you are getting. Sometimes the students are getting some reading. Suppose in biological sciences, they are getting the reading of protein like 0.5, but they are not able to draw any conclusion. What does this mean? And in which direction this reading is prompting you to? So when you start reading the research papers, it will develop this critical skills in you. So it's very important. So as you know, you might have gone through the research paper at your PG or UG levels in your project work, I suppose. Have you gone through research paper? All audience? Anybody who has not ever seen a research article? So it's good that you know. So you must be knowing that your research paper is divided into these segments: abstract, introduction, material and methods, results, discussion, and conclusion, isn't it? So you have to divide the paper into, they are already divided, but you have to very critically analyze it and study it thoroughly. And then after that, you have to take out the material from it that is beneficial for your, and that comes under the take home message. Reading the entire manuscript, what all conclusions can you collect and how can you use those data to enhance your research? Okay, what things you can use for your research. So that is the basic aim. When you will be able to utilize the findings of that research paper for your research, then that will be the best outcome of such meetings of journal club. And one hidden thing, what else you can have from the research paper? Have you ever thought of? Have you gone through the acknowledgement section of a research paper? Can anybody tell? What is there in the acknowledgement section? Anybody? The researchers acknowledge the funding agencies, the funding sources, isn't it? Like different kind of CSIR institutes which fund like DPT, DST, there are some other funding agencies. Even your host institution sometimes funds the research. So if you read that portion, you will be getting an idea how to harness those funding agencies to get funds for your research, because research is not that cheap nowadays, especially the biological sciences, pharmaceutical and chemical sciences, which are basically dependent on very high-end instruments and chemicals. So we have to invest a lot. So you have to think of a funding agency so that your research goes on smoothly. Otherwise, every time you will be dependent on outsourcing your experiments, that is too costly. Okay. So you, from day one, you start thinking of ways to achieve those grants. Like already been discussed, you have to qualify exams like NET, GATE, and there are many other DPT, JRF. I'm just aware of the biological sciences. The engineering people may be knowing better which funding agency to approach to. So this is the main thing. So by reading research papers, see how much information you can gather. So this is a very important information. Then the authors. Sometimes you are stuck up with your research. For example, you are not able to get a chemical, or you're not able to adopt the same methodology which is written in the paper, and you're stuck up somewhere. So you can email the corresponding author or other author to help you out. So mostly the authors who belong to outside India, they are very liberal and they are very generous to help you out. Even on a single mail, they reply very quickly your problems. So the research paper is beneficial in all ways. Now, how to select the journals? I already told you the journals should be Q1 or Q2 most probably. Then it should have a good impact factor. It should be peer reviewed. These terms will be clear when you will undergo the coursework of research ethics and all. Indexed or not, and whether it is national or international. So these are the parameters on which the journals are assessed. And these are some of the journal indexing databases, among which Scopus and Web of Science is the most important one. And we at Integral University accept papers which are published in either Scopus or Web of Science. Then these are some of the rules which we have to follow during the meeting of a journal club. So journal club is a meeting of all the research scholars with the research supervisors, where a published research paper is discussed by one member. The other members have to come prepared. It's not that the member whose turn is to give the journal club presentation will only read the research paper. No, all the audience should also come thoroughly well prepared with the research paper. Only then you can pose questions, isn't it? So both the presenter as well as the presentee have to be prepared with the research paper for the very fruitful discussion. Otherwise, it won't serve the purpose of the journal club if you are not coming prepared. So you have to simplify the concept and present it to the audience. Results and findings are there, so you can just copy paste the graphs, but you have to analyze. You have to elaborate the results. Results are in very concise form in the. If you have understood well, you will be able to elaborate the results so that the audience also get a clear picture of what the authors want to state in that particular research. Then there is a question and answer session, which will clear the doubts of the presenter as well as who is the audience. Now, a very important thing I want to put in the minds of budding researchers who is sitting out here, that we have done a lot of innovation and we are almost reaching heights in all the cases. But what we are losing our environment. So now is the time that we have to think about the sustainability. Now is the time to think about saving what is left for our future generations. So here at Integral University, we are emphasizing on the research which is focusing towards the UN laid down 17 SDGs goals. So we have to save the climate, we have to save the plants, we have to save everything, because now we are at the dearth of losing. You are seeing the climatic change, you are seeing the deterioration of the environment yourself. So as the educated class, the responsibility we shoulder is more. So we should be now, I urge all the researchers to think of a research question which will address to some societal problem, which you will be able to solve with the help of your research. So don't just stick to just publishing 1-2 papers and then that's it. No, the duty of you are to safeguard your society, isn't it? So I would like to end: act responsible and think sustainable, and be a very passionate researcher, drive passion for research and the passion for originality. Thank you so much.
I'm Kavita Agarwal, Head Computer Science and Engineering, and my responsibility is to conclude the session today. So which I'll try and do. Good afternoon, everyone. This is my honor to take this opportunity to express our gratitude and thankfulness to Honorable VC Saab, Registrar Saab, and other dignitaries present for sparing their valuable time to guide our new entrants of PhD program and sharing precious experiences with them. Dear sirs, on the behalf of these students, I assure you that they have taken your words of wisdom very sincerely to the core of their hearts. Dear students, you have started your journey to earn the highest academic degree. Our best wishes for the completion of the same. On your behalf, it has been assured to the Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, regarding your sincerity. I hope you will not let us down. I would like to thank our Honorable Founder and Chancellor, Professor S.W. Akhtar, sir, for his blessings and inspiration. Thank you, sir, for always being there for us. My deep sense of gratitude to Honorable Pro-Chancellor, Dr. Syed Nadeem Akhtar, for his innovative ideas and guidance. I once again express my deep sense of gratitude to Professor Javed Musarrat, Honorable Vice Chancellor, for his time, support, and guidance. Thank you, sir. I would like to thank Dr. Mohammad Haris Siddiqui, Registrar and Director Admission and Academics, Dr. Abdul Rahman Khan, Controller of Examination, Professor Syed Misbahul Hassan, Director IIRC, Professor Adil Maqbool, Vice Dean Faculty of Commerce and Management, Professor Sabah Siddiqui, Head Department of Agriculture, and Dr. Alvina Faruqi, Head Department of Bioengineering, for explaining various procedures and systems. I express my gratitude to Professor T. Usmani, Dean Doctoral Studies and Proctor, who is working hard for improving the doctoral program and putting the procedures and process in place. I would like to mention Mr. Ahmed Ghazali, who is very sincere and efficient official and working hard towards the doctoral program. And we conclude this event with a reminder that the coursework will start from tomorrow and you are advised to interact with your PhD coordinators. Thank you so much. It is concluded. You may now leave. Thank you.